Many people who have a dog do not know how to train their dogs properly. This problem can be very costly and dangerous to the dog and its owner. The dog may be misbehaving and causing accidents, such as biting people or eating food that they aren't supposed to eat. Dog training is a complicated process that has many steps. Fortunately, the process can be simplified and broken down into very simple steps for future reference with this guide. The first step in successful training is to set boundaries for your dog. This means making it clear what behaviors are acceptable and which ones are not. The best way to enforce this is by giving the dog rewards when he does something you like and punishing him when he does something you don't like. The second step in successful training is to make sure that the dog has appropriate exercise, mental stimulation, and physical activity. If dogs are not physically active or too active, they will get bored or anxious, which will lead them to engage in destructive behaviors such as chewing furniture or digging holes in the backyard. The training process starts with a need to know what you want your employees to do. You must lay out a clear plan for training and also set up the right processes. Then, the next step is to recruit the right people who are capable of handling this training process. The next step is to train them by defining the skills that they will need as well as providing hands-on experience in those skill areas. Finally, you should embed feedback loops into your hiring process so that if someone does not have the desired skill set, they can be replaced before there's a problem in production. Steps for successful training. 1. Create a clear plan for training. 2. Recruit people who are capable of handling this training process. 3. Train them. How to prevent common immaturity issues with your puppy. A puppy is a vulnerable creature, and as such they need to be treated with care. There are many common immaturity issues that plague puppies, and as a dog owner it is your responsibility to prevent these from happening. The first thing you should do is to socialize your puppy from an early age so that they can grow into a happy and confident canine. Puppies need attention, even if they don't always like it. It's important to spend time with them every day, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Take them on walks, play games with them, and groom them regularly. A healthy social life will not only make for a happier pup, but also provide the means to ward off boredom, which can lead to destructive behaviors or separation anxiety. The most common way that puppies get in trouble is when they chew on things that they shouldn't. This can be anything from your houseplants, to your shoes, and even the TV remote. Preventing this type of behavior usually falls on the owner to make their home safe for the new puppy, and provide the pup with plenty of toys and appropriate chewing items. A lot of people think that because a dog is a puppy it doesn't matter what they chew on because it will eventually grow too big to do any damage. But really what these people don't understand is that it's not about size. It's about how strong a dog's jaws are and how much pressure they're able to exert with their teeth. A small puppy has just as much biting power as its larger counterparts. Dog training tips and tricks for better results. The whole point of training a dog is to create a better behaved pet. To achieve this, the dog needs to know what you want from it, and it needs to understand why it needs to behave in a certain way. There are many different training techniques that you can consider using for your dog. Some are more effective than others. A dog can be a great companion and pet, but most people do not know how to train them. There are many things that you can do to train your dog properly. This article will give you some tips and tricks for better results when it comes to training your pet. Tip 1. The first thing that you should do when training is getting the proper equipment. You will need a collar, leash, and harness if they are available for your dog's size and age. These will be used when taking your dog for walks or in situations where they need to be restrained in some way. Tip 2. Next, it is important to set up a schedule for training sessions with your pet. You should try and spend at least 10 to 15 minutes each day on the task of teaching your pet the necessary skills for interacting with people or other pets. It would be nice if we could just do our own thing and let the dog learn and be good on its own. But unfortunately, that's not how it works. Dogs need to be trained and disciplined in order to become a well-mannered pet. Some of the most common causes for unruly behavior are lack of training, lack of exercise, lack of attention, family tension, change in routine, or change in living environment. This is why it is important that both pet owners and dogs understand what needs to happen for training to work. Conclusion. Place the dog on a leash and stand facing it. Have a treat in one hand and a toy in the other. Hold each one up at eye level and lure the dog to come to you. Give it the toy when it reaches you, and offer the treat as you back away. Repeat the process with the toy, then offer both simultaneously.